Hi guys, how you all doing? I come to you in the name of Jesus. Um, yeah, sorry for the informal video. I just wanted to put something together quickly. I don't want to procrastinate with it anymore because I believe that the longer you put off these things, the longer you actually take to do it. So in essence, um, I just want to make it known how good God has been to us over this past few months. It's been a very trying time for me personally as a man. Um, Having not been like employed for almost 2 years, even with my own sort of personal company, there hasn't been stable income coming in, and having a kid and having a house and with expenses and stuff, it really can get to you sometimes. And um, you when you drive around and you go to the shopping centers and you see people who you know are not serving God, who are not godly people, living a way more better life financially, that seem to be more comfortably well off than you. Yeah, basically having a very good life. I mean, and you sort of question yourself. You question your faith. I don't believe you can ever like doubt your faith, because then it's something that's you really have to worry about whether it's established by the Lord or not. Because if Jesus establishes your faith uh, deep within you, it becomes a foundation that can't be moved. So yes, at times you will question your faith, just like you'll wonder if your foundation of your house is strong enough to hold your house. But anyways, getting back to the point of, you will see worldly people having basically a good time with less stress and stuff, and you believe that your God, who is the creator of the universe, uh, how can I put this? Um, it's basically like you feel at times, it's just you just being unnoticed, or your prayers are not being heard or whatever. So we were put in the situation this past 2 months, especially in January, where finances were very tight. I mean, um, there's only one person that's actually working in the house, and there was no bonuses or anything like that. And then it was really getting to a point of where I was just like, I don't know what to do. I had like maybe like a few rands in my account, and having a kid and stuff, it gets to you. And anyone that knows me knows that the one thing that I hate is prosperity gospel. I can't stand it for anything. I hate people being exploited on a godly level for organizations to run well. So what I did was, I can't remember when, but I did like sincerely pray. And the one thing I feel very bad about is asking God for money. I don't know how you feel about it, but um, I'm the kind of kid that I will only ask my parents for things when it's really like needed, or when I really really need it. And if I think of the cross and how good God was to actually give us Jesus, it makes me feel bad that you could even ask for anything more than that. I mean, even if you were to end up on the street begging or whatever, or asking for food or whatever the case is, but just the sacrifice and the value of Jesus itself, you know, just trumps all of that. So what I actually did was, I prayed, and I asked God, you know what, I need 5,000 rand to basically make to cover expenses. I'm not talking about like, um, well, this would be just for like uh, food expenses, and expenses to send like my kid back to school, things like that. And I'm not making this video asking anybody for money, please. It's just to let you know, as a believer, that you shouldn't stop praying, because God always hears your prayers. And at times it might seem like you're like your prayers are going nowhere, but believe me, you are being heard. Um, so getting back to my story about praying, yeah. So I basically asked God for like that amount of money. And during the course of the month, there were people that actually helped us out um, to that amount. It was like about 5,200 that we actually got from different sort of people. Um, and yeah, during that month that passed, it was hectic because we got so sick, both me and my wife, and there were COVID tests that we had to go for, which was like about 700 each. And then there was medication, and my daughter also ended up being sick. And there were rats that ate the wires in my car. And someone cut my fence, and things like that. And there's also like a prototype that I'm working on that seemed to be burning parts, and the pressure was just getting to, like, the first time. I think, I mean, I've had like people in my family, like 5 people that passed away all at once, but like this pressure was really, really, really sort of like pushing um, my boundaries. And then, when I always look at Job, I always think of Job and what he went through, and I still did okay, in all those times. But praise God for that. Yeah. So, guys, just if you're a believer, just keep on praying. God comes through in one way or the other. He knows what's best for you. I'm not saying to ask for money all the time, because your salvation is far more important than money. And if you're not really saved, if you doubt in your faith as a Christian, you have to really go and take yourself back to the Bible and find out what the requirements are, what the Bible requires from you as to how you should live according to how Jesus wants you to live. Because it's pointless praying for your situation or your financial situation to come right if you are not saved. It's pointless living comfortable, being prosperous, being financially secure, and passing away, and then standing before God, and He says to you, "I do not know you, depart from me." So, yeah, it's really something else, and only God knows what you need, and He will be able to give you exactly what you need. And He understands that you have kids and you have problems and you have situations and things that you're going through, you know. But God knows what's best for you, and sometimes you might think you need like 40,000 rand and you'll be fine, and whatever the case is. But that's just to solve what you see is going on. And the underlying issues, or the end point of where that money might take you and where it might put you, God already knows that. And when it comes to His children, He won't give you more sweets than what's gonna break your teeth. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. Okay. So, and if you're not a believer, from the bottom of my heart, this is what I can tell you, is that you really need to assess your life and figure out if you are in a good standing point with God. If you have to meet Him face to face, is He going to know who you are? Is He going to allow you into His heavenly kingdom? And just like I mentioned to the believers, is that your first priority should be to ascertain if you're saved or not. Because at any point we could stand before God, whether it's 2 seconds from now, whether it's 20 years from now, whether it's 10 years from now, it's going to happen. And if we took the encounter with God as seriously as we took studying for exams, seriously as we took us going to the gym, fulfilling our work commitments, because there's deadlines that have to be met, if we took that mentality in our approach towards God, I'm telling you, lives would be very different, you know. So this video might rub people off the wrong way, but firstly, I just wanted to give God thanks for what He's done for us, for how He's come through. And secondly is to really ask you to assess your life and where you are with God, whether you're a believer or not. To be sure, if you're uncertain, then you don't know and you're not sure. And if you're going about your life just assuming that you are in right standing with God, then you don't know and you're not in right standing with God. So I'm not trying to put you down. The thing is that I love you, although many of the people that are going to see this video know me. Um, yeah, so um, seek God, people. Seek Him with all your heart, because given this time and faith, everyone's being tested. There's marriages that's being tested. Um, there's so much of people that's dying around us, friends and family members, and with the financial stress, with the stress of this virus and things like that. Guys, it's really a point of where you have to become serious about finding out who God is, finding out about what God requires from you. Okay, so yeah, I've spoken a bit too much, but yeah, I'll definitely try and do more videos. There's definitely one more video that I'm gonna do soon. It was an experience that I've had for 23 years, an issue that I've had for like 23 years that stayed with me, and what actually happened. So yeah, okay. Cheers, guys. Till next time. Adios.